Welcome to Explain the Charts, your go-to source for unbiased market insights. Today, September 10th, 2025, we're putting Litecoin, symboled CUSD, under the microscope to uncover what's truly driving its price action and where it might be headed next. We'll start by reviewing the most impactful current events and news surrounding Litecoin. Then we'll transition to a meticulous chart analysis across multiple timeframes. The cryptocurrency market is abuzz with excitement over potential spot Litecoin exchange-traded funds, with Canary's spot Litecoin ETF already listed on DTC under the LTCC ticker. Hashdex is also moving to add Litecoin to its crypto ETF, and the SEC has formally acknowledged LTC and XRP ETF filings by CoinShares, fueling investor optimism. Adding to this bullish sentiment, over 80% of investors are betting on the approval of Solana and Litecoin ETFs in 2025, according to recent reports, with Nasdaq's filings further expanding the list of altcoin ETFs awaiting approval. On the institutional front, MEI Pharma has made a significant $100 million investment in Litecoin, marking its first major treasury backer. While Bitcoin currently faces selling pressure near $115,000 and remains range-bound, Litecoin has been noted for bucking the trend and showing considerable strength on the charts. However, there are also notes of caution, with Litecoin's price having hit a ceiling at $130 in the past, and warnings of potential crashes despite rising whale activity. Historically, Litecoin's third halving event, which reduces miner rewards, occurred in August 2023, and past performance suggests price peaks often precede these events. Long-term perspectives range from predictions of a $1 trillion market cap within 15 to 20 years, to Litecoin becoming a stable store of value after Bitcoin, with some skepticism regarding its technical scalability for global payments. Now, let's translate these news headlines into tangible price movements on the daily chart. If we look at the period between late July and early August 2024, we see Litecoin experiencing significant volatility. On August 5th, price saw a sharp drop from above $62 to nearly $49, closing at $56.09, accompanied by a massive surge in volume with over 940,000 LTC traded. This candle, characterized by a long lower wick and high volume, often indicates a potential capitulation event, where sellers exhaust and buyers begin to step in, forming a strong base for future recovery. Following this period of consolidation around the $60 level, Litecoin embarked on a remarkable bullish run in late 2024. Focusing on November and December, we observed several candles with significant positive changes and high trading volumes. On November 14th, LTC jumped over 9% on nearly $1 million in volume, followed by a stunning 14% increase on November 16th with similar heavy volume, pushing the price towards $95. The real fireworks began in December, with a 16% surge on December 1st, driving the price from $102 to $119, and then an additional 11% on December 2nd, closing at $132.90, supported by an extraordinary 1.6 million volume. This strong upward momentum directly correlates with the heightened ETF speculation and positive investor sentiment we discussed earlier, validating the news through undeniable price action. However, as the news also highlighted, price hit a ceiling, and we can clearly see this correction phase in early 2025. From January to April, Litecoin experienced pullbacks and periods of consolidation after its parabolic rise. Notable drops include March 3rd, where price fell over 14% from $128 to $109, and another 7.5% on March 10th, bringing it down to $87. These corrections demonstrate that while ETF optimism drove initial surges, the market needed to digest these gains, testing key support levels. The $100 psychological level, mentioned as a strong support in Reddit discussions, was repeatedly tested and sometimes broken during this period, indicating a battle between buyers and sellers. Zooming into the more recent price action, specifically from June 2025 until today, Litecoin has shown a steady recovery and a relatively stable upward trend. The price has climbed from the mid-$80s to its current level of around $111 to $112, consolidating within this higher range. Notice the consistent higher lows and higher highs, indicating sustained buying interest after the earlier correction. Immediate support for LTCUSD on the daily chart appears to be around the $108 to $110 zone, which has been tested and held multiple times. The crucial psychological level of $100 remains a robust long-term support that has proven resilient. On the resistance side, the $115 level is the immediate hurdle, with the $120 mark and the previous highs around $130 to $140 acting as stronger resistance zones. Shifting our focus to the 1-hour chart, we gain a clearer perspective on short-term trends and volatility leading up to the present moment. Here, we can observe the tighter price ranges and more frequent fluctuations, which are critical for short-term trading decisions. In the past few days, Litecoin has largely traded within a range, indicating a phase of accumulation or distribution. The price has repeatedly found support around $112.50 and resistance near $114.50 within this hourly view. Volume on these hourly candles helps confirm the strength of these intraday movements. Higher volume on breakouts or breakdowns makes them more significant. Finally, let's drill down to the 15-minute chart to identify even more granular details, essential for precise entry and exit strategies. Over the last 24 hours, LTCUSD has displayed periods of tight consolidation, interspersed with quick, minor price swings. The range between $111.50 and $112.50 has been frequently tested, with small volume spikes often accompanying moves towards the upper or lower boundaries of this narrow range. This choppy price action suggests indecision, and traders should be vigilant for a decisive break above or below these immediate levels, confirmed by increased volume, before committing to a position. Watching for patterns like double tops or bottoms, or head and shoulders formations on this time frame could provide early signals for short-term reversals. To recap our in-depth analysis for LTCUSD, several important price levels stand out. On the downside, key support levels are established around $108 to $110, with the psychological $100 mark acting as a critical area where dip buyers have consistently stepped in. Further down, the $85 to $90 range offers significant historical support, and in a severe market downturn, the August 2024 lows around $60 to $65 would be the ultimate test. On the upside, immediate resistance is found at $115, followed by $120, which must be convincingly broken to signal continued upward momentum. Beyond that, the previous highs of $130 and $140 represent substantial resistance zones, with any sustained break above these potentially leading to the $160 prediction mentioned in the news. For unbiased predictions, a bullish scenario where Litecoin breaks $115 and targets $130 to $140 has a moderate to high likelihood, especially if pending ETF approvals materialize. Reinforcing conditions would include official SEC approval of spot Litecoin ETFs, sustained institutional investment as seen with MEI Pharma, and Bitcoin holding steady above its $115,000 resistance. Conversely, a bearish scenario, where LTCUSD fails to hold $110 and breaks below $100, is also moderately likely if ETF delays or rejections occur, or if Bitcoin experiences a significant market correction. This could see Litecoin retesting the $85 to $90 range and potentially the $60 to $65 lows if broader market sentiment turns negative. Things to look for include definitive news regarding SEC decisions on altcoin ETFs, Bitcoin's price action around its current $115,000 resistance and its ability to maintain dip buying support, and any changes in reported whale activity, which could signal large shifts in market dynamics.